What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, did want to shout out our sponsor for today's video, and it is Handle It Grips. Now, this company makes stick-on grips, and I have covered at least one other company in the past here on the channel with stick-on grips. I'm a big fan of stick-on grips. I haven't had hardly any issues at all with stick-on grips, and I found this new company and I really want to try them out because I did get a couple of their grips for a couple of different pistols that I've got that I'm getting ready to put on, and something else that really excited me, that other stick-on grip companies usually just make stick-on grips just for either like a AR or AK grip or a pistol grip. That's all they offer. This company sells all that stuff too, but you can actually get grips to stick on to your magazines, which is really, really awesome. I got a couple of those I'm getting ready to stick on my magazines. And something I did think about in the past that somebody else said too, one of my buddies, is this is a really neat idea, but we should do this and offer other things, not just like firearm related stuff. And I was like, that's great. They need to make stick-on grips for like PlayStation controllers and stuff like that. Why hasn't anybody done this? Get ready, because Handle It Grips has PlayStation 4 controllers, Xbox. I don't even know what Xbox. I'm a PlayStation fan, but I got a couple of PlayStation 4 stick-on grips for my PlayStation controllers, which I'm very, very excited about, because if you know anything about playing online, especially late at night, your hands get real sweaty, you start getting real into the game, and you can't even hardly hold on to your controller. And I mean, it's real slick. You finally got a stick-on grip for this. So check out Handle It Grips, because you can get all of your grips for any kind of pistol you've got, or grips for ARs or AKs. You can get them for your magazines that you've got, and if you're a gamer, if you've got an Xbox or PlayStation, you can actually get a grip to slap onto your controller, which is a fantastic idea. Be sure to check those guys out at handleitgrips.com. Now on to today's video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are doing another video on probably the most popular thing on the channel, at least up to this point. Obviously, you know what I'm talking about if you clicked onto this video. I did do a video not too long ago about the coolest SD9VE, which is the coolest. I mean, let's be honest, it's really cool. I get a whole lot of hate because it's a budget firearm. Why did you do all this stuff? Because who cares? Do whatever you want to your firearms. It's yours. I get in so many freaking arguments online about doing stuff like this. It's your gun. Who cares what you do to it? It's yours. Cancel out all the haters. Do what you want to your firearm. This, honestly, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do a crazy amount of stuff to this budget firearm. I mean, yeah, honestly, if you're going to do a lot of upgrades to something, do something to like something more expensive, but I didn't, and I don't care what you think. So, but anyway, I did that. I did a crap ton of stuff to this pistol, the SD9VE, one of the cheapest one of the cheapest firearms. It's definitely a budget firearm. It's a cheap gun, but it's not a cheap. I mean, it's not a bad pistol. You know, I've again gotten in a lot of arguments online with people that it's a bad pistol just because it's cheap. It's not. It's a cheap pistol, but it's not a cheap pistol. It's a reliable pistol. I really like this. One of the first pistols I've got, which is why, me being me, I can do a whole lot of stuff that honestly a lot of people can't do. I had this, so I just, hey, I can do this, let's do it to this. So I did it. So I did a crap ton of stuff to this pistol. Done videos on just about I think everything I've done to it. Done a video on everything. If you have any questions, I think there's a whole playlist on the SD9VE on my channel. You can find out anything you want to know about what I've done to this. But I haven't done a video on this. We're talking about the most expensive SD9VE, which I've probably got. About 99% sure this is the most expensive SD9VE pistol. Absolutely absurd. I totally agree. Ridiculous. Doesn't make sense. I don't care. I have it. I did it. Now, before we get into talking about each individual thing on here, I do want to talk about how, you know, I've had a lot of companies work with me on different stuff. So I didn't actually pay what we're going to talk about, how if you want this, you're going to actually have to come up with the money for this. I didn't actually pay that because I've done a lot of work with some of the companies that have helped me out on other projects and helped me out on this build. So, and most of the work I've done myself, so it didn't really cost me anything other than time. So it didn't cost me this much, but I've had a lot of questions about how much does this cost, how much does that cost. So we're going to talk about it. How the pistol is now. We're going to talk about how expensive is it really. Let's head over to the table and check it out. Alright, so like I said, I have done a ton of different videos on this specific pistol, on different stuff that I've done. And I have notes here that I think, pointed out every single upgrade I've done to it and how much it will probably cost you. I think I've got it down. So let's go over it. If you haven't seen this before, this is the most expensive and the coolest SD9VE in the world. Just did a video on the coolest SD9VE. This is it. I did change out the light. I meant to do it in the last video, completely forgot. But I did remember to do it on this video for specifically to up the value of this, to make it even more crazy and get more haters to this build. So, let's talk about this. Now, currently filming this video, stuff has gone crazy with firearms and ammo. So, at the lowest point, I have heard of people getting this firearm new for just under $300. I have seen it before, just under $300. You ain't gonna get it now if you're watching this video at the time of it going online. Now, most of the time, the cheapest you can find it is $400. So since we're doing the most expensive SD9VE in the world, we're gonna use that number. So we're gonna go with buying the firearm stock, $400. So then we're just going to start at one place and go through it. So we're at $400 for the pistol. Now we're going to start working on upgrades. First upgrade, grip. This is a stick-on grip. This particular one I got not too long after I got this pistol, and it was from Talon Grips. I've used a lot of their stuff before. Really, really like it. I have recently, I don't know if it's actually gone, I'm working on a ton of different videos pretty much at the same time. There's another company that I'm actually working with right now called Handle It Grips that do stick-on grips like this also, that actually make stick-on grips for other things, which is really cool. If that video is up, you can check it out and know what I'm talking about. If it's not, they do a lot of really cool stuff. Talon Gun Grips, I mean, they make grips just for guns. So Handle It Grips makes grips for other things, which is really, really cool. I was wondering why nobody came up with that before that. But this particular one is from Talon Grips because it's been, oh my goodness. This particular one has been on there since I pretty much got that, so I haven't pulled it off to put a new one on there. So this one is from Talon Grips. Other than that, pretty much any stick-on grip you get from any company is usually going to run you somewhere around 20 bucks. So we're just going to use that number, $20. So a stick-on grip for this, 20 bucks. The next thing on here is the magazine extension, one of the most asked about items probably on this build. I have done a couple of videos on different mag extensions for this. This is probably my favorite. This one is actually from Apex Tactical. I think you used to not be able to get it on their website at all, but now you can. And you can usually find this magazine extension. It's made out of aluminum. Gives you an extra 2 rounds capacity, I think. You can usually find this for about 35 bucks. Now, next item, if you've watched pretty much any video I've ever done on this, I talk about the best upgrade you can do to it, which is the trigger kit and spring kit. I've had a lot of people ask me, which one should I do? Just do both. You can get a trigger kit and a spring kit. You can get them together from a lot of different places, and usually if you get the trigger kit and spring kit together, it's usually going to run you about 50 bucks. So that's what we're going to use, 50 bucks. And if you're wondering, the trigger kit, it's pretty much just a trigger. The spring kit is obviously different springs to adjust all of the more essential things, so it's best to just get both of them. Now we're going to move on to the light. Like I said on the video I did, the coolest SD9VE, it actually wasn't the coolest. This is actually coolest since I put this light on. I actually usually keep this on another firearm that I use, but I remember this time and actually put it on this one. So this one is actually from Streamlight, and it is the TLR1HL, which is a fantastic light. Absolutely love this. I did do a video on this, and it is escaping me all of the different statistics, but it really doesn't matter for this video because it's not about the light, it's for this pistol. But this is a great light. Really, really like this light, and usually you can find this for about 100 bucks. So we're going to use that number, $100. Now we're going to go into the more uncommon stuff that you can just slap on, which is slide work. Now, it's the little, you're gonna have to like seek out and find somebody to be able to do this. Obviously I can do it myself. I did it myself. If you're interested in doing anything to your slide, especially for this, there's like virtually no options out there. You're gonna have to like get in touch with a machine shop in your area and say, hey, this is what I want, can you do it? And they'll tell you a price for it. But what I did on this one, I actually just cut out a window up in the top, and then I actually worked on the slide to accept this particular optic, which we'll get to in a second. So for this certain pistol in this video, we're just talking about a window here and machining for an optic, and probably bare minimum. I mean, you can get crazy with doing stuff like this to slides and on any pistol rather, or any machine work on any firearm. But generally in this area, for something simple like a window cutout and machine to accept an optic, probably the cheapest, and we're lowballing this, so the number we get to on the end is, if you do this, it's probably going to end up being a little bit more. We're going to go at $100. That's probably the cheapest you'll be able to do something relatively simple to a pistol slide in general. And then with this one, I actually had this slide Cerakoted by my good friends at Titanium Gun. I have done a ton of videos with those guys. Love all the stuff that they put out, everything that all the projects that I've done with them. Really appreciate those guys. They have helped a ton of different videos, helped out a lot of different projects that I've done on this channel. Be sure to check them out at their website. So if you have this and you're interested in getting it Cerakoted, at least as far as Titanium Gun goes, I had all of the coating type stuff I had done to this, I actually sent to Titanium Gun, usually with their Cerakote, and other companies, depending on who they are, usually if you want to change the color of your slide via Cerakote, you're probably going to spend about 50 bucks. So we're going to go with $50 for changing the Cerakote slide. Now on to the barrel. Now this barrel I actually got a hold of from Apex Tactical. I get crazy amount of stuff from people about whose barrel is it, where'd you get it, what do I have to do to get one. Apex Tactical makes it, and apparently they only make like batches at a time, and you know, they make however many they make, and they sell out really quick apparently, because I get more stuff about I want a barrel, I can't find one, than I do than I actually got a barrel. It's pretty awesome. So apparently they only make batches. As far as I know, you can only get them at apextactical.com, and you know, they randomly go live, and you either get one or you don't. So I mean, if you don't get one, I can't help you. You just gotta wait until the next batch. I'm sorry. Obviously I'm really cool, and I actually got a hold of one. So this barrel is from Apex Tactical. It's the only barrel upgrade that you can get for this pistol. I've talked a lot of different stuff about this in other videos, so if you're interested in more stuff like that, you can check the other videos out in the playlist. This barrel is from Apex Tactical, and the price for this barrel is $200. Now, something that is really cool is that when you get this barrel, if you do this from Apex Tactical, you can only get it in black. So nobody has this barrel looking like this. This is actually coated in titanium nitride from my good buddies at Titanium Gun. I actually got this barrel. I did an original video on it for Apex, and then decided to like revamp the pistol in a way. And so I got them to Cerakote the slide, and I sent the barrel out to them, and they coated it in titanium nitride for me. Usually when you send something out to a company like Titanium Gun to coat it in titanium nitride, which you can only send them to do that on steel, most of the time, depending on what you send, if you send more, it's going to be more expensive. If you send something like a regular pistol barrel, you're going to be spending probably about $100. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the optic up here. This is actually a Vortex Venom. Really love this optic. I've had it for a few years now. Really like it. I've actually had it on a couple of my AR builds and stuff, but it actually went on here and stayed here because it looks freaking awesome. I love this mini red dot. I did do an original video on it. Most of the time you find this, average, you're going to be spending at least $200. So this optic, $200. Now the last item on here is the compensator. Now you might, if you get the threaded barrel from Apex, you might be able to throw any pistol comp on there. I'm not sure, but I made a custom one. I made this at my shop. I did do a video on it if you're interested in checking that out, but I made this comp for this pistol. So if you're interested in doing something like that, for this, you're going to have to, again, just like with the slide, you're going to have to take it to a machine shop in your area and tell them what you want. I mean, with something like this, you're going to actually have to like do a drawing type thing and tell them what you want. And as far as that goes, I mean, the possibilities are endless pretty much on something like that. But the cheapest, I mean, I'm being very gracious with this probably, and just doing one, getting a machine shop to make one of these, depending on what you do, you're going to be spending at least $100. Probably a lot more depending on what you do, but at least $100 to get them to do something like this, and they're just making one. So I mean, so that is pretty much all of the most expensive SD9VE. So let's add up the total, shall we? Alright, so we've got the pistol coming in at $400, the grip $20, mag extension $35, trigger kit and spring kit. Don't get one or the other, just go ahead and get both. Trigger kit and spring kit coming in at $50. We've got the light, awesome light, $100. Slide work, graciously, $100. Slide Cerakote, probably graciously, $50. Barrel from Apex Tactical, going to cost you $200. Barrel coated in titanium nitride, which is going to cost you $100, average probably. Then the awesome optic from Vortex, going to cost you about $200, give or take. And then a compensator, like I said, could go in enormous different ways, varying in enormous different amounts, but we've graciously put it in at $100. So add all of those numbers up, it comes to $1,355. So this is a $1,400 pistol. Absolutely absurd. And I don't care. I did it, it's mine, it is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I don't care what the haters say. A lot of you think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. Everybody hating, I don't care. I did it, so what? I've done a lot of stuff, and you know, the number one thing I have, if you stayed this long in this video, the number one thing I have people saying, why would you do that? Just buy a Glock. I have Glocks. I have many Glocks. I've done a bunch of stuff to Glocks. I've done a bunch of stuff to a bunch of different firearms I have. Because who cares? It's mine. I did it. So what? Go, you know, get mad at somebody else. I don't care. It's stupid. You're stupid. I'm stupid. Who cares? It's mine. I did it. So what? If you don't want to, don't. I don't care. But a lot of people think it's cool. A lot of people think some of it's cool. They wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do that. Whatever. If you've got it, it's yours. Do whatever you want to with it. I'm tired of talking to haters that completely crap on this pistol for no reason other than it's a cheap pistol. It's cheaper than a Glock, so you probably shouldn't have got it. You should have just got the Glock. Absolutely absurd. I love this gun. I love tinkering with stuff. I love doing stuff to all firearms. And this is just where I'm at with this pistol. I've done a ton of stuff with different firearms. So that rant's over. Be sure, if you like this video, to give me a thumbs up. And if you do anything, be sure to comment down in the comment section below. Let me know if you think this is awesome or if you think it's completely crap. I want to know about it. Be sure to drop a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. I don't care. But if you've enjoyed this video and if you've seen any videos at all, or none, or all of them, whatever, if for some reason you've watched all of them and you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to get subscribed to the channel. But number one thing, be sure to let a comment down below. I'm tired of sitting in these videos talking about people commenting in the comments section, asking you questions, letting me know your thoughts, and you're not commenting down below. It's absurd. I mean, just comment, say hi or something, just comment, for goodness sake.